Hello, today we are going to talk about what you can do with your body to get the most out of these homeopathic remedies. Whether it be homeopathic remedy A or all the way to homeopathic remedy Z. If one doesn't work, you feel like it just does not work. It's probably because you're not doing these things. And if you do these things, it will not only work, but it will work faster if it didn't work as fast before. So if it works but it's slow, do this and it will become faster. If it doesn't work at all, do this and it will work. To keep from having to take a prescription med from a doctor. So the things that homeopathy or your homeopathist will take into consideration or into account for you, the patient. Um, it would be the diet, the exercise, the stress levels, and the sleep. So those are all very, very, very important, very essential for having to have a working dose. Let's talk about we're gonna break these things apart: the diet, the exercise, the stress levels, and the sleep. So we're going to start with the diet. So when you eat food, you have to always be mindful of how much food you are taking in. Never overindulge. That isn't healthy. Too much protein, saturated animal fats, sugar, and vegetable fats will create a slow and sluggish, feel like you'll just the body just feels a little bit, less energized, more the need to rest and sit down and whatnot instead of moving around feeling more flowy and whatnot. So these things, the too much protein, saturated animal fats, sugar, and vegetable fats, plant seeds for chronic diseases, such as diabetes, heart disease, obesity, gallbladder diseases. These are all just diseases, just to name a few. So what foods should we stick with? Um, Definitely a whole grain bread, flour, and cereals, whole wheat pasta, nuts, seeds, legumes, fresh fruit, and vegetables. Those are all important. They're all very important sources of essential nutrients and should also form the bulk of a balanced diet. So that's it for diet. Now moving on to exercise. Some people are energetic by nature, but they find it very difficult to relax. But there are also other people that are the complete opposite. They're not as energetic, and but they find it very easy to relax. Um, it's Those people are more likely to gain weight, but homeopaths also take into account the physical appearance of people and their levels of indoor and outdoor activity. So this information is used to help determine their constitutional type. So, for example, Natrumur are always restless and in a hurry, whereas sulfur types are indolent and lazy, and Phos types feel generally burned out and fatigued. These are all different types of homeopathic remedies. The ones that I said: Natrumur, Phos, and what was the first one I said? No, it was Natrumur, sulfur, and Phos. And they're given to different types of patients. So Natrumur is given to people that are always restless and in a hurry. Sulfur are people that are indolent and lazy. And Phos would be for people that are generally burned out and fatigued. Um, Also, homeopaths encourage fitness and regular exercise for many people. For everyone, but for many people, strenuous exertion is increasingly rare, and sitting behind a desk is very common. The human body, however, is designed for muscular activity and does not function properly without it. So it's definitely very, very important to exercise as often as you can. If you're constantly, sweating and you're having to catch your breath, that is a good sign. That is good for the body. So running, bicycling, um, all of those sorts of things. If you also don't feel like doing anything like that, but still want to exercise, moving up and down some stairs is also very useful. But the point the point that you would want to reach for exercise would be, you would want to be sweating, and you would want to be, having to catch up with your breath. Those are good signs. And the more frequently you do that, the better. It's also very good to have sunlight. Having 10 minutes to walk outside, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If you walk outside daily for an hour, it cuts obesity by 50%, which is huge. Um, and now stress levels. So moving on to stress levels, there's different types of ways that we can get stressed out. So there's a picture that I'm going to put right here, and as you can see, there are little balls that, like, depend, if they go into ours, they're just hypothetic energetic balls of, like, that cause stress. And a good body filled with a lot of vitality will not let it will not let the balls of stress, the hypothetical balls of stress, enter the body. They will just simply bounce off. And that's good. Everything is energy, and stress is definitely a type of energy that you wouldn't want to have. um, you don't want to manifest stress. So good ways to get rid of stress is having a relaxing massage. Get if you have a significant other, or if you have a friend, um, you all could take turns massaging each other. Not in the work, not like bad massage. I recommend that you guys go to a professional. But if there's no professional in sight, you could just use a partner, or partner could use you to massage. Good massages are definitely big stress relievers. Another big stress reliever is music. So not necessarily listening to music, which is also a very, very good alternative, but also playing music is also very, very stress relieving. If you play guitar, if you play the piano, or if you just don't know how to play an instrument, learn how to play one, and you'll see that your body will thank you for it. More so your brain, because of the stress. Another really, really, really good thing, before I move on to the last thing, which is sleep, is meditation. When you meditate, it definitely, definitely, definitely eases the stress. It helps you sleep, and it's really good to do before you go to sleep. It's even better to do whenever you wake up in the morning, because it sets a tone for the rest of the day. It's a very good foundation, along with exercising. Now moving on to sleep. Um, so a lack of sleep is a significant contributory cause of stress, and can also lead to illness. Many people are exhausted from inadequate rest and sleep, either due to physical stress or prolonged emotional stress. Paradoxically, the more exhausted you are, the more energy you may appear to have, and the less able you are to sleep. Sleep patterns, dream content, and the usual sleeping position may all be taken into account by a homeopath in the selection of a constitutional remedy. So it's very important to sleep, especially if you have problems with sleeping. There's definitely homeopathy remedies for it, which I would also be very interested in going into. But all of these things that I mentioned, are very important for health, for the body, and for the mind. And it will also increase the speed that the homeopathic remedies will work. Especially when they're very diluted, because they are very, very diluted. And the more diluted they are, the more efficient it will be. If there's anything that is, very chronic for the patient, they would probably dilute it less. They use it more potent, but it's definitely better when it's very diluted. Mixing these homeopathic remedies, very, very diluted, with a balanced health, um, can really, 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 really help, and it will go a very long way. Also, before I leave, I also want to say that you can also eat unhealthy food. If it doesn't mean that you have to stop eating unhealthy food, just in moderation. And if you don't know how to do moderation, there's always this twice a week rule that I like to go by, which is, just do it twice a week. It improves memory as well, to memory aid, and twice a week is pretty good for moderation. Definitely when it comes to eating unhealthy foods. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for staying this far, and watching this far until the very end. And I'll see you again some other time. Bye.